Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another video. Today, very special day because we are going to be taking a look, not something in Ever Crisis, but we're going to be taking a look at the brand new trailer for a certain game that I think people who are playing this game will be quite excited for. Now, I know everybody's at this point, I'm late in the day. Everybody's already done their reaction ones. So I'm not looking to do reaction. I'm looking to do this more as a kind of just, isn't this looking cool? Because if you go around the internet nowadays, maybe to your Gametsus or your GameFAQs or a lot of different websites, yeah, there's hype. There are people who are legitimately excited for this, and we want to take it off auto 1080p. Auto 1080p always looks than regular. But yeah, there's like, I'm not saying that this game is above criticism. How do we know? The game isn't even out yet. But the one thing is that a lot of people out there just being like negative, and they can be negative. It's just, or critical, that's fine. But like, the people who are just so negative, where it's just like, it sucks, it's the worst thing ever, blah blah blah. I want to give a bit of a this looks awesome kind of thing. So let's watch the trailer, shall we, with the audio. Grenix, please be kind.
The world's ending. At least, that's what everyone's saying.
This sky, I don't like it.
Ready to fire, sir.
Welcome to the New World Order. Fire!
Such detail. You see the like open window with the chandelier.
And listen. Tell me you can't hear that. Her rallying cry.
Planet runs out of energy. It and everything on it dies.
We can overcome our fate.
Oh, I might have woken up the
Am I
cat.
the same as these monsters? Am I even human?
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
Oh, Sephiroth, you see.
So you heeded the call too, did you?
What are you
Awesome,
talking
man. The buggy.
Your brothers
Chocobos. I know I said I wasn't going to do a reaction thing. Technically, I've seen this trailer at least 13 times today, so it's not overly a reaction video.
I suspect there's soldiers suffering from cellular degradation.
Do not be deceived. You know the truth. Trust in me.
Sephiroth!
Big snake. Big water snake.
On me.
That's the Materia Keeper, Alexander. I want to say that that's Kajata, which is interesting because everybody's been focusing on Odin as well as... I'm just not sure if Kajata is a boss or an Esper. I assume it's an Esper because it was shown in the same time as Odin and Alexander. That's just brilliant.
Excuse me. Could you look after my friend? Just for a bit.
A weapon?
Tutelary creatures, said only to appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Who dares disturb my slumber? It's upon us.
That's a new voice for
The
Vincent.
reunion. When worlds merge, I'm waiting, Cloud.
Of course, the biggest thing of all, we get to play this next year, October 29th. What a freaking date to put this game out on. The very rare and much desired leap year date. Wow. I mean, honestly, like, best trailer in the state of play for me personally. The game looks super polished. Looks like it's looking great. Probably very possible for it to deliver on this date, unless there's just parts of the game that are potentially not finished yet. It's looking really, really, really good. That's 100% certain. So yeah, just want to do my own little in-depth, my own little thoughts about this. Gonna run it at like quarter speed, partially so I can run my own YouTube video up to about 10 minutes, but also just because, oh, yeah, lets us take kind of a peek. So interesting, Elmira talking about the world ending. Possibly, I mean, there is the idea of the timelines thing where there's essentially two timelines, the one where Zack survives and the one where Cloud and the others break through destiny and get out past Midgar. Be interesting to see how what they have in store, how it could potentially. I find the merge at the end. The world will be saved, but will you? Era saying the sky, I don't like it. Maybe referring towards Meteor. Could be taken from somewhere else, which I think is interesting. Come back to the merger thing a little bit later because that's one of the last lines in the trailer. But this is just gorgeous. Beautiful clouds. Not that cloud, but the actual clouds in the sky. Sky looks gorgeous. That setting sun time frame in Junon. We have just looking out over the water, cannon scale, everything like that looks really great. Love this as a wallpaper. Unfortunately, I don't think there are some direct feed screenshots for people who are looking for them on Gametsu. Definitely check over there. But yeah, going through, like that you can see the chandelier, so maybe some of these buildings horrible on. Or at the very least, they put a heck of a lot of detail into the fidelity of, and just the fidelity of the actual sides too. Looks great. Rufus doing his thing. Big cannon, sure that here's how that we'll use. Now, this is cool. From the interview, we already know that you will be a little bit more. I mean, obviously that you have the Buster Sword in the front, so Cloud's leading. He's not just in the back like in the original game, which means that this is a little bit more expanded. I wonder if it's going to be as difficult. Like, I cannot explain how many times I've beaten FF7. Like, literally, I've lost count over the years. Like, remember I played through this game like 30 times when I was a teenager or something stupid like that because I just didn't have that many other games I wanted to play. But I just sucked so hard at getting Cloud to do the marching thing properly. I always got like an incredibly low ratings. Interesting that there isn't like a ratings thing up here. All right, this, I mean, it's probably Zack's hometown, if I had to guess, because it looks fairly destroyed with like old Shinra parts, possibly an old Shinra reactor. What? I want to say it's Corel, but it probably. But interesting to see that. Looks like the scrapyard too. This is below Junon. Amazing scale in down here. So I'm guessing you go down near the water. Dolphin probably still going to be there, and Cosmo Canyon looking brilliant. Cannot wait to hear the new version of Cosmo Canyon if they've updated it all. Also, I haven't given this video a thumb up. This area is kind of interesting to me because it's got all these wrecked ships, and it doesn't particularly like this. I want to go back for a second. It's the sunsetty area, so it might be closer to Junon. Just kind of interesting how they've expanded the areas potentially. I don't know if someone knows of a particular thing that I'm forgetting about, but like broken shipyard is kind of cool. Maybe it's like Junon, like old shipyard. More of a kind of beach area, maybe outside of Costa del Sol. This I want to say is near the Gold Saucer, or possibly near Nibelheim area. It's in the mountains by the looks of it. Flashback with Sephiroth, Protos, humans exposed to massive amounts of Mako look just like I kind of always imagined they would. Pretty cool how he slashed through the canister, though. Love the scratches on his shoulder armor, too. That's something I'm curious about now. I actually want to go back and check some stuff in Remake and see, like, his armor. Because the theory, or, like, in the original one, you didn't find the real Sephiroth until, like, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but you're watching this video, whatever. You didn't find the original Sephiroth. Like, the real Sephiroth was sealed up in the life stream in the Northern Crater, and all the other ones are like the men in black who come into contact with a high amount of Genova cells who kind of manifest as a Sephiroth or shadow of Sephiroth kind of thing. So, like, I want to go back and look at his armor and see if it's pure and, like, if there was any scratches or anything on that, and if that's supposed to be might be just a high definition modern tell when it's like a ghost Sephiroth, when it's like the real one. Anyway, kind of cool. This damn cat. Wonder if he still has the most OP, one of the most OP limit bursts ever. If you were particularly good at the slots, but yeah, he looks great. Just like kind of like Ratchet style, very nice detail on the fur, which I really like. And there's the Mog too. I was really worried that they were going to get rid of Mog. Let's Ride, Lucky Roll, and Dodge and Dive for shortcuts to his abilities. So I'm guessing that he activates Let's Ride here, which summons his Mog. Oh my god, Mog. Perfect. Just perfectly transitioned. Also some really neat, like, deforming on him as he moves. Buggy here. Interestingly, we got the acceleration, lots of particle effects coming off the tires. Give it look like it's tearing up the ground. Brake. Ooh, it can brake. But exit Buggy is neat because it looks like you can really have free range when you get in and out of it. Wonder how it interacts with enemies and battles and whatnot, but kind of cool. Chocobos. So they've talked about this. Chocobos in certain areas will have different abilities. So mountains chocobos and sky chocobos. Probably an indication of chocobo breeding, although I'm curious if we get chocobo breeding in this game or in the following game. Also, just go back there for a second. Probably on the like second continent after Costa del Sol. I'm looking at this, maybe getting closer towards the Gold Saucer. Segways. Costa del Sol, which actually looks much bigger than it was before. We got some costumes, fun, cloaked Hojo experimented on dudes. Probably closer to the Shimmer Mansion, that one. That's the island where they study Mako poisoning. It's been so long since I've been to that island because I haven't played through the original FF7 in a while now. I should do that again, possibly on... Yeah, you look here, and here's another Sephiroth. Looks great and whatnot. Like, armor, it's scuffed a bit. Maybe it's not a tell. Because this is definitely a ghost one. Or ghost manifestation, whatever. Interestingly, in the clinic, Midgar Zalem, which maybe is promoted to just a regular boss. Could be like a secret boss later in the game. Because this thing was always considered to be like uber tough. Alright. The below Junon dolphin boss. Great. Looks great. I love the detail that they put on this thing. We got some combo attacks here. Yuffie and Barret, which... Okay, alright. I kind of want to see... I'm wondering if certain characters just don't become friends with certain characters in this game. Could be fun. Like, Yuffie just doesn't get along with Aerith and Tifa. That could be fun. This looks cool. I love this pairing right here, just because it's like magical themed, like a magic cannon. It's so weird. He's just eating Aerith's power and then using it to create a hyper beam. This is like the most Pokemon thing I've seen in a Final Fantasy. And this back-to-back Sephiroth and Cloud, I believe that's a Materia Keeper. Which, so if this is the flashback where you're at the Nibelheim reactor, Sephiroth will be playable. He has a limit burst and everything in this, and HP bar. Although Cloud is interestingly like 3,000 HP, and Sephiroth has 4,000, which is curious because this is essentially that kind of area, but I wonder if in the it's been said that stuff from the first game doesn't carry over to the second game. So I'm really, really, really curious as to whether they just power you up for the flashback and then take that away. Because technically, whatever. And then that look so good. Like it's like a partner attack that doesn't quite jive. Wow, does Alexander... This is the best looking Alexander I've seen in so goddamn many years. Probably since FF9. Maybe 14. But this is just so perfect what I always wanted Alexander to look like. And here, this I assume is the updated version of Kajata, who was a multi-elemental Esper. So it was like lightning, fire, and ice, which made him kind of weird to use in the original FF7, but that's what it looks like to me. It's curious that like there's a lot of press release about Odin and Alexander, but there's nothing about Kajata, who seems to just be a summon in this game. Maybe he's not, maybe he's an event, but Odin looks great. Odin definitely looks great, and so does Alexander, and I'm really stoked. I want to actually go back. What the heck? Looks almost like a Midgar, so wait, it's something else. It's in a swampy area, so it could be the Midgar Zol. Gold saucer, now everybody can shut up about it. They're not going to put the gold saucer in the game or whatever. It's fully realized. Holy cow. You can even see like the Chocobo Square, the Battle Square, all of that stuff. They are being incredibly yeah, right into that theme. But yeah, like, everything in this trailer just screams, oh my god, we did not forget the thing. And Yuffie here, interesting, like Tifa's regular costume in the background, but Yuffie isn't, which is interesting. Also, we've learned from an interview that Wu Tai is not going to be in this game. And we got this dude too, who if I have to guess, he's in charge. Where is he? This is the guy who's in charge of the battle square. Pretty sure. What's his name? Dio? Chocobo racing looks perfect. I hope there are maybe a couple of courses, DLC it, whatever. I don't care. I'll pay for it. It's better than Chocobo GP. This thing, the Rock'em Sock'em robots. Oh my god, I can't believe they got this in too. But looks, that's going to be a trophy that I'm never going to get for some reason. This, oh my god, the trophies trying to get the high scores and everything. Yeah, here we go. It's going to be pull-ups all over again, isn't it? So back in the Zack thing, which I'm curious, there seems to be a line about the two worlds merging into one, so maybe that's the end of the Rebirth, is the two timelines ending up coming together since there isn't anything really protecting it anymore. This right here is interesting. So Rufus is got his thing going on. Brown beard, brown hair. Could be Sid. It's interesting that we haven't seen anything of Sid yet. In this trailer, we see Kate Sith and a certain other character that we'll talk about in a second. Could be Sid, but I don't think it is because I'm pretty sure the color just doesn't match. Unless they've gone and done some changes or whatnot. I wonder if it has something to do with First Soldier or something maybe new to expand the Rufus thing. Like maybe it's some Rufus Turk development. Maybe a character that's kind of vanished in and wasn't in FF7. I'm curious to see what this is, but it's not wearing one of the Nova follower cloaks. So I assume that this is separate, but we'll see. Not deep ground or anything like that. I'm very curious about what this is. Very nice little intrigue point. Well, maybe it is a little bit. It's less destroyed. Now, this is super interesting because I assume that this could be at Cosmo Canyon. It very well could be. It could be at the City of the Ancients. Temple of the Ancients could be. It could be in the live stream of all things, which would be a little bit weird. I don't know how we get there. And then we have this, which is supposed to be one of the weapons, the emerald weapon. They're the emerald, ruby, diamond, Ultima weapon and whatnot. And technically, if you want, there's which one did I not mention? But there's also the one from Dirge. But it's interesting looking at this little bit right here because I'm not too terribly sure which one it is. It's definitely not the diamond. Some people have said emerald, but it doesn't look like the emerald enough. Not the ruby weapon, unless it's a real big color change. I'm assuming this is sapphire, of all things, because I see this little curve right here, and it kind of reminds me of the tail. Could be that it's just not properly formed yet, and it's being built. But like right there at the very, very, very end, I see more of like serpent-like tail, which makes me believe that it's the sapphire weapon, which was the first one to attack Junon. I cannot wait to see what the hell they're doing with this. And then, of course, we got Vincent, who, yeah. I mean, I want the confirmation that he's a playable character, but there's some hints that maybe we're not going to get to play as him or Sid this time around. We'll see. And I can kind of respect holding back a couple of things for the third game. Maybe Vincent kind of gets a DLC based around Dirge of Cerberus. I don't know, but looks cool. It's upon us. Lots of chaos going on. Reminds me of the end of Remake. The reunion when worlds merge. So right here, those look like arbiters of fate that Aerith is kind of fighting off. So they're back again. This could just be, also interestingly, this might be just a recap video at the start of Rebirth. Like, this could be just the end of Remake where you fight Sephiroth, and as a lead-in video to Rebirth for recap for people who forgot, because I haven't played Rebirth enough, or Remake enough at this point. Definitely haven't played. But yeah, what else can you say other than this trailer is pretty much everything that you could ask for? I mean, they are being incredibly faithful. I mean, they're doing something new, obviously, with the story and whatnot, and adding stuff, which is great. More is better, provided that you do it in a good way. And Remake was awesome, so I have good faith. But confirmation of the date, mini games, view of the world, synergy attacks, all this shit looks just absolutely fantastic. I don't think I could be much more excited. The only thing I'm just going to comment on is this, which is the collector's edition of this game, which I honestly am doing my best to kind of just pass on this, because the last time I wasn't super happy getting the FF16 collector's edition from the Square Enix store, so I really don't kind of want to do this again. But damn, that Sephiroth statue is freaking tempting, man. High quality Sephiroth statue. Why? So expensive, but it looks so... I don't know. Tough one to say no to, right? But anyway, that's kind of the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching, sticking around with me, commenting, sharing the excitement. I know that Remake isn't for everybody, but hey, the original still exists, and it's perfectly fine to play and enjoy. And of course, we have Ever Crisis if you want a kind of in-betweeny sort of thing, where you want a little bit of this and a little bit of the new. But anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.